This winter in Alberta has seemed to go on forever. It's like it never wants to let go. But if you look hard enough, there's definitely signs of spring. She's here. She's excited to cut firewood. Give me a hell yeah. Put a road on her lap all the way here.
Oh, honey, come on. Want it.
She's a powerhouse.
Did you try your scale?
Yeah, works good. Haven't made anything with it, but I don't know if it's exactly like a Sprite flavor, but it's close. It's citrusy. You can't really, it doesn't taste like pine, but it's citrusy and sweet and sparkly and smooth. So good, so refreshing. We don't necessarily have enough space around our little homestead to keep all of the deadfall and things that we clean up around there. But I do try to keep as much of these things as I can, and in this case I've tried to put as much of it back on the land as I can just to keep this forest as healthy as possible. Put as many of the branches back into the forest as we can fit. I also kept all the bases from, this is diamond willow that I cut down, and so all the bases will be used for either building things in the garden or potentially future projects of some sort, because it's a really, really beautiful wood when it's stripped down and treated. Heading to the sawmill down the road. They have massive piles of sawdust, as you'll see shortly, and yeah, sawdust is amazing in compost to help get the temperature up and get things moving in the compost pile. And so I'm gonna go grab a load of sawdust. Well, there we go. I feel pretty grateful to live in a community where, like this guy, he wasn't even there at his sawmill. You know, he just called me and said, hey man, just go help yourself. I've bought some lumber from him in the past, and he's like, if you think it's worth anything, leave some money but on the table in the cabin, but don't feel too obligated to pay much for it. And pretty great to be in a community where people are like that and they trust each other. Feels pretty nice. I don't normally pick up our leaves at all when they fall. I'll take sometimes the leaves that blow onto the driveway and into the garden and use them just to top dress the soil for the winter. But in this case, because we're clearing the spot for the greenhouse anyways, I couldn't let all this beautiful soil and grass and everything go to waste. So I raked up as much of this as I could to add to the compost pile, and then I got a little carried away. I raked up some of the stuff from other parts of the land as well, but yeah, I'm really excited to get a good compost pile going, and I have a lot of beds to cover this spring, so I'm hoping to get this thawed out and heated up as fast as possible and get some soil built. So this is a lacto-fermented whole grain mustard, and it's my first time making it this way. Typically when I make mustard like this, I do it with vinegar, and I usually use horseradish to spice it up, but I didn't have any horseradish left from last season. So I did add a little bit of chili flake into this recipe that I didn't show. But yeah, it's just basically mustard seed, water, salt, garlic just for flavor essentially, and some turmeric, and it's left to lacto ferment. You put a little bit of the brine, like I added a little bit of the brine from a existing ferment just to speed up the process, and seal it up and let it ferment you can ferment it for a long time, but I'll probably do like a week to a week and a half sort of thing. And then at the end you just kind of pulse it a little bit in a blender to break it up to whatever consistency you like, and have yourself a beautiful fermented mustard.